Hi guys, it's been a little bit again. Hopefully you can't hear the planes flying around in the background. But welcome back to my channel. My name is Leah. I'm a fiber artist and creative out of Madison, Wisconsin. I'm once again just doing this fast and loose, no notes, because I haven't recorded a podcast in like 2 months, and that keeps happening, and I don't know why. A little bit of catch up. The last time I recorded, it was right before Christmas. I think it was Christmas Eve actually, but it didn't get posted until like halfway through January. So it's been a little bit. Shortly after I posted that last episode, I got into a minor car accident, so a couple weeks was spent dealing with that. I'm fine, I'm not injured or anything, but I did end up having to get a new car, which part of it was because I got into a car accident, and the other part was just because it was like a 23-year-old car. It was time for it to go, and that was kind of the final straw. No one was hurt in the accident, like everything's fine. It was just one of those things where it was snowing really bad. I have an old car with old tires, and I slid off the road and hit the barrier. So that's fine. Valentine's Day passed. That was fun. My partner let me teach him how to spin. That was really fun. I think he likes it. So I'm slowly gonna have him try more and more spinning stuff. I don't think I really have anything else catch-up wise. I kind of just want to get into all the stuff because I do have a lot of stuff. Finished objects. Let's talk about the things that I gifted so I can't actually show you in person. My Avenue vest by Tori Yu, that's been gifted. I'll try to put pictures in. Same with that Handspun Jaunty from last time, that is finished and gifted. I don't think there's anything else that's finished that I can't show you. But I talked about those a lot in the last episode. Let's start with knitting finished objects. If you can't tell, I just have a giant pile of stuff by me. Okay, my first finished object of the new year was I finally made myself some fingerless gloves. I kind of talked about the glove pattern I use in the last episode, but it's a mix of the tinsel knits by, I think it's Tin Can Knits. Everything will be in the description. And then I just kind of use my own numbers and gauge. Or I use the numbers and mess with the gauge and the row counts. But I've been knitting for at least 6 years, and I've only just now started making myself winter accessories. This is out of Ewetopia Helix DK, and it was a random seconds skein that I got at the Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival a long time ago. Hold on, I hear something outside the door. 1 second. Sorry, I thought that was a maintenance person trying to get into our apartment. Oh yeah, that's the fun thing, is our washer and dryer has been broken for about 2 months now. And we're only just now hopefully supposed to be getting a new one in the week. But anyways. Yes, these are awesome. They're a little bit loose on me, but I think that's honestly just because I've been wearing them a lot. But they keep me warm. They're not super long, but they don't get in the way of stuff, and that's what's most important. Oh, I should talk about what I'm wearing. I'm wearing my second Lakes pullover that I made by Ozetta. I love this pattern. It's probably my favorite knitting pattern ever. Anytime I have a worsted weight yarn, I think about making another Lakes. This is in Noro Viola, in their blue. The camera is showing things to be kind of darker than they are in person today, probably just because there's not a ton of light. But yes, Noro Viola. It's in there like bright blue. I don't know what it's actually called. There we go. That's a little bit better. I love this one. Oh, excuse me. What's next? My partner's Christmas present that I finished it very shortly after Christmas. It was another one of those fading light beanies, I believe is what they're called, or fading light hats. Very simple. It's 2x2 rib I do for about half of the whole hat, because I like a big folded over brim, and then a very simple cable and slip stitch pattern. I hear the maintenance man again. Yes. This was out of Pax Fibers DK, and I don't know the color name. It was a freebie that Laura gave me. Yeah, Laura had her baby, which is so amazing. I'm very happy for her, even though I'm not getting any more Pax Fibers yarn anytime soon. I am going to line this with silk for my partner. He has very curly hair, and like this has been good for the cold Wisconsin winters we've been having. We've been having like negative 20-degree Fahrenheit days sometimes, so this has been good for that, but I want to make sure that it doesn't wreck his hair. But I need to go thrifting and see if I can find any silk there. Otherwise, I need to buy some actual silk fabric, and that might be a little expensive. What else? We have 2 cats. I wanted to make our cats a little hidey hole, because one of them definitely likes like being in things. So it's kind of in a state right now. I made a little felted, it's not little. I basically crocheted a big like cave, and then I felted it a ton, and it's still just not really sitting very well. And you can see I tried using some pipe cleaners to hold it up, and of course, since our cats are evil, they have been trying to pick at the pipe cleaners. But I will probably try to make another one of these. I don't know where the pattern is from. It was just like a random website. I can try to find it, but I'm not gonna guarantee anything. But I used a whole bunch of like my very rustic scraps that I probably wouldn't use for anything else. Felt it out nice, and of course it's not really being used like this. They used it like once. I'll probably put in a picture, but I kept coming home and it was squished down like this, kind of into a normal cat bed. So I just squished it down, and they've been using it as like a normal cat bed. So, even if it's not being used for the intended design, they're using it. And I used another like scrappy skein of Handspun and just made them a little blankie to put in here. So, good use for some scraps and skeins that I wouldn't really otherwise be using. This is just a big granny square, if you can't tell. This was my first ever attempt at a cable yarn, which it turned out okay, but I'm not really an art yarn person. So, yes, this is their little cat bed. I do want to make another one, and I do want to try to see if I can make it work for its intended thing, but I don't know. I think that's it for like knitting and crocheted finished objects. Now we're gonna go into whips. I have a lot of whips, and I'm not gonna show you all of them. I'm kind of just gonna show you the ones that I've been semi-actively working on. Another thing is, if you haven't watched this before, like I said, I've been knitting for like 6 years, and I'm starting to have wrist and hand pain issues frankly from like overdoing it. So I definitely have to be kind of picky and choosy now, whereas before I could just crank things out. But yeah, let's get into my longest languishing whip. That is my Finch Sweater by Sumin. The last time you guys saw this was not last episode, but the episode before. And I had frogged the sleeve. It is significantly farther. I have finished the sleeve, finished the body, and I'm about halfway done with this other sleeve. This one's, I love this pattern. It's a beautiful pattern. Like, I would love to make it again, but the combination of it's, if you can't tell, it's all over half fisherman's rib, which is beautiful. I love half fisherman's rib, but I think it's a mix of the sleeve knitting is like kind of small circumference, and the stitch pattern, it's wrecked my wrists. So I can only do a little bit at a time on this, which is the only reason it's taken so long. And it's like my main whip. I'm really, really trying to bust through this because I want the sweater. And this was supposed to be a test knit, and I didn't finish it on time, and I feel really bad about that, even though Suman told me not to feel bad. I still feel bad. I don't think I've ever finished a test knit late. But this, it's so nice. It's really, really nice. I love the neckline shaping detail there. It's really beautiful. I'm knitting this in Drops Soft Tweed. The other reason that this was late is, one, I frogged, and two, I ran out of yarn, so I had to order more. I am modifying this pattern now that the test is over, and that's purely just to try to use as much yarn as I possibly could. This is a knit flat and seamed sweater, which seems intimidating, but with half fisherman's rib, that actually means that if you're knitting it flat, you don't have to do any you don't have to do as much purling as you do if you're knitting in the round. So the only reason I joined this in the round at all was so that I could just wind all the yarn I had into one big ball and just use it as much as I possibly could and not have to worry about like going back and forth and managing yarn that way. But I got a couple more skeins, so now I'm not playing yarn chicken anymore. I'm just slowly but surely doing a couple rows a day on this sleeve. I've blocked everything but the last few rows on the body and the sleeve that I'm knitting right now, because half fisherman's rib also grows quite a bit. So I don't know, I feel like I hear people talk about not liking doing a mid-project block. I'll do it because I have had a lot of issues in the past with knitting things the wrong size. I do a gauge swatch and then my gauge is off, or just anything like that, and I want things to fit me, because if I finish a garment and I finish it and it ends up not fitting me, I won't wear it, and I probably won't rip it back and fix it. What's most likely to happen is either it'll sit and not get worn, or I will eventually frog the whole thing and just have more yarn to use. But yes, this is gonna be so nice, and I really want to finish it. It just hasn't happened yet. Okay, that's my Finch sweater. What's next? Also, I can't tell if you can tell, but I'm definitely like kind of stuffed up and congested. That's just, excuse me, that's just how this time of year is for me. Okay, let's get into my other like most active whip. I guess this is a half finished object and a whip. I'm working on a pair of Handspun DK socks. This yarn I spun from fiber dyed at my local yarn store. I think the base is the sparkly fluffy stuff. The color's water lilies. I love this Handspun. I'm holding it with a strand of Drops Kid Silk Mohair. I just had it left over from a different project. I think the color is pistachio. I could be wrong. That was the first sock. Oh my gosh, giant tangle. This is the second sock. At knit night last night, I did the heel turn, and I'm almost done with the gusset now. I think I can finish this in the next few days. I will finish this in the next few days. Then I'll have 2 more skeins of yarn out of stash and some Handspun Socks. In the last episode, I talked about goals and how I wanted to be doing a pair of socks per month and a sweater or a garment per month. Obviously, oh, we have a visitor. Obviously, I'm behind on that. This is Nova. You don't normally get to see or hear Nova. She wants to mess with my stuff. Here, you wanna sit here? Good girl. Yeah, obviously I'm off on that, but I think, again, the half fisherman's rip all over sweater is definitely slowing me down. I think I can pick it back up. This next whip, I can't show you the whole thing because part of it is blocking right now. This was an impulse. Oh my goodness. She doesn't normally like to sit on me. You are so sweet. I'll put a picture in. I'm making a fish bag. I was watching TikToks not yesterday, 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago. I don't remember. I was watching TikToks on my phone and I saw someone had crocheted a fish bag and I was like, oh, awesome. So I'm making it right now. I got some hand spun out of my stash. It took me 2 days to make the actual fish part, which I'll put a picture in. It's blocking right now. And now I am just making the straps. This is also part acquisition. She's gonna try to eat this yarn. I'm just making single crochet, super long strap. This is some navy blue cotton linen blend I bought at my local yarn store last night. It's pretty basic. I'll show you the yarn skeined up in the acquisitions part, but I'm very excited about my fish bag. And of course, you know, maybe if I hadn't made a giant fish in 2 days, I could have gotten more done on my other whips, but. Okay, I think I have like two more like whips that I semi-often am working on. This was going to be my January sock, but again, with my wrist feeling the way it has been, I've been hesitant to work on anything fingering weight. But this is going to be my next sock pattern, I'm pretty sure. This is a little bit reminiscent of the like banana sock. I might be able to put a picture in. But I'm going to call this the ScrunchieSocks, I think. It starts with a rolled hem, 2x2 rib, then the back side is just plain stockinette, and the front has just simple knit and purl texture, and then I'll have to block these since I'm doing it magic loop, and then just a little rib detail. I'm really excited to get these done. The pattern repeat I feel like is very potato chippy. It's just, again, my hands aren't the biggest fan of the fingering weight, but this yarn is from Clockwork Fiber Co., and I don't know anything else. It's a tweed sock base. Don't know. So this is the first thing I ever bought from them, and I've only ever bought one thing from them, but I'm pretty happy so far. I like this sock yarn. It's soft, but not too soft. For a sock yarn, I would rather it be rough and hard wearing than knowing that it's really soft, because my really soft socks tend to not last as long. I'm just finding DPNs everywhere. I don't have much else to say about this. The whole pattern is written. I just need to finish my samples before I get it tech edited and tested. But yeah. ScrunchieSocks. I really like this pattern. I think I did a good job on the details of it, which once it's blocked, that will show a lot better. But yeah, I really like this. One more whip for today. I talked about this one in the last video, I believe, but I hadn't started it yet. Oh my god, I haven't touched this in probably like a month. This is my all over black cotton sweater. I got pretty far on this. I mean, like, I'm into the body. It's just I wanted to get the Finch sweater done. That kind of took priority because it was closer to being finished. So this, I will probably pick this back up and finish this one as soon as I finish that other one. It's going to be super nice, super big and oversized. This is just a loops and threads. Oh my gosh, excuse me, branded cotton. I have 2 big skeins of it. I think I might need to buy one more. I hope not, but I might. Yeah. This is the Spirit Week striped pattern by Park Williams. This is like probably my other favorite simple sweater pattern. Super basic. I knit 2 with stripes. This was my first one without stripes. I think I want to knit a scrappy one that doesn't follow the stripe sequence that she does, but it's just like crazy stripes. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. That I think was my last whip. My last active whip. Let's get into spinning. This might be a kind of a short one. That's fine. I did a lot of spinning. It's definitely because this is going so slow and I haven't really been letting myself do other knitting that much. I think I just did a lot of spinning, which is kind of counterproductive. But I've also done a lot of 3-plies. Almost all of these but one are 3-plies. I'm missing one. Where's my other one? Oh, right here. Okay. These 2 are both mystery-ish wool 3-plies. I bought the fiber from Susan's Fiber Shop. I think it's in Cambridge, Wisconsin. Both 3-plies, both green. Again, this is definitely turning out more gray, but for me, it's pastels, green and pink. This is like a coarser wool. I wouldn't say that it's scratchy, but it's not soft. This, I'm pretty sure, is merino and stellina, but this fiber was not fun. It's like dusty. I've spun with things where like the dye will come off on my hands a little bit and like stain my hands. I don't mind that. This is dusty. And I don't know what is causing the dust, but even now, just like handling it, looking at my fingers, there's like fiber dust. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. This is washed. I was hoping in the wash all that stuff would come out, but it's also kind of like crunchy. I don't know. I think I did a good job spinning it. It's pretty colors, but not my favorite. This is another 3-ply. I bought this fiber from my local yarn shop, Spry Whimsy in Stoughton. This is one of their custom blends. I might have talked about this in the last episode. I don't remember. I think I did talk about this. I'll talk about it again. Just a 3-ply merino, super easy. This, I really like this one. This is, I think, one of my better spins. This fiber was from Oink Pigments. I don't remember the colorway name, but I bought it at last year's Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with this, but I love it. It's so pretty. It's a 3-ply, it's around a DK weight. You know, that leaves me some options. Last 3-ply. This is Corriedale from the Scranton Stitcher, and I believe the colorway is Electric Love. This is another 3-ply. This one's kind of a tonal, I would say. Again, no idea what I'm gonna do with it, but this is really nice. Another like DK weight. I love spinning a DK weight 3-ply. I think that's just, it's so yummy. My last one, I believe this is Targi. This was a 2-ply. Not my best. I was kind of just like messing around, playing with it. It's kind of thick and thin. I would say this is like a worsted to sport in some spots. I believe this fiber is from Knits and Pearls. Again, everything will be linked in the description. But I don't know what this will become. Probably something that doesn't need like a lot of clean stitches. A 3-ply, like I would use for almost anything. For this, I would use for something that's like, you're not going to be looking too close at it, probably. I don't know. I like the colors though. I like the purple and green. There's some bits of like really vibrant purples. Again, the camera's not doing it justice. Okay, I think that's all my spinning. I think we're left with acquisitions. This is going faster than normal. Okay, I have kind of a lot of acquisitions, but also it's because it's over like the past 2 months. First, we'll talk about the stuff I bought last night. This is the strap for my fish bag, or what it will be out of. This is Cascade Yarns Hampton, 70% Pima cotton, 30% linen. It's just a navy blue, but I wonder if the color has a name or not. Color 37, very interesting. I bought 2 skeins of this just so I would have knew that I'd have more than enough to do whatever I wanted with, or to at least get the strap done with. Yes, I bought this Zauberball Crazy in the color 2204, I think. This was one where last time I was at Spry Whimsy, my local yarn shop, I saw this and I was like, okay, if this is here next time I'm here, I'll buy it. And I love green and black and gray. I don't know when I'll use this, but I've been being pretty good, so I deserve a treat. The last thing, the Fiber Co. is, I don't know if they're going out of business or if they're just not making yarn anymore, but they're a company I've always really admired their yarns. I've always wanted to use them, so I kind of let myself not go crazy, but I bought 3 sweater quantities from them. The first one is their Erin Moore Light in this navy blue color. You might be able to tell the cats got into this a little bit, but like nothing that I can't salvage. What is the colorway of this? It is 80% wool, 10% silk, 10% cashmere. And the colorway Mira, that's what it is. It's a beautiful navy blue with some lighter neps. The next sweater quantity I got is of their Amble. We're going from blue to green here. So this is like a tealy, I'd almost say bottle green. I really love this color. I haven't really made a lot in it. This is the colorway Eden Valley, and this yarn is 70% wool, 20% alpaca, 10% nylon. And this is fingering weight, but I got enough to hold it double. And I know for this one, I want to make the front porch sweater. I don't remember, I'm pretty sure the guy that made it, that pattern's first name is Kevin. I don't know if that's for sure. I'll put it in the description as always. This is so soft. Okay, and then the last sweater quantity I got was of their Cumbria. This is like definitely my regular color, this green. Cumbria is 90% wool, 10% mohair, and it is in the color Windlatter Forest. So, I mean, just feeling this yarn, I'm sad that I won't be able to get any more from them, but you know, 3 sweater quantities is more than enough. I think that's all I got. I've been trying to be really, really good about my yarn, and once I finish my Finch sweater, I'll be back to net negative, even after buying 3 sweater quantities of yarn. So, I am still buying things, but I'm slowing it down a ton. Yeah, I see my camera just got to 30 minutes. This is probably my shortest episode yet, But thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I don't know. I think that's it. I can't think of anything else I should show you guys. Thank you for watching. I'd love to hear about what you're making in the comments. If you've used any of these yarns I've used before, I'd love to hear, or I've been talking about, I'd love to hear about it. If you're spinning anything fun, I'd love to hear about it. Yeah. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.